Right, the track after that, I can't remember what it's called offhand, but
6 different ways.
that's right. You've nicked a bit off Swimming Horses, Losing the
Yeah,
Banshees.
well, I wrote Swimming Horses, see, and I never thought that they used it properly, and so I thought, well, I can play that really easily. So, we'd never done a waltz either. We'd never done anything in waltz time. And Boris is such a good drummer that he could just play something that doesn't actually sound like it, but it is actually in 6/8 time, which is why it was called 6. And I used to always answer letters saying, this is the 6 different lie I've told today. And for some reason it was just a phrase. And that developed into a song, and I thought, 6/8. That's the way my logic works, and that's how that song came about. But yeah, that isn't, but it can't be nicked from Swimming Horses, because I wrote Swimming Horses. Although, I mean, I do nick mainly from myself.
Excuse me. Close to Me is the next single here in Britain. Do you think that's going to go higher than In Between Days? Is that the right kind of quirkiness?
I don't know, really. It doesn't. Nothing like that really worries me. I mean, particularly not in England. It's so dull that it wouldn't surprise me if it didn't go into the charts at all and didn't get played in the radio. I don't mind. It just frustrates me that it doesn't get played a lot. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it didn't sell as long as it got played. It seems a bit stupid making records and they've never been heard. I mean, it's less so now than it used to be with us. It was nice to do another video with Pap. That was really good fun. Have you seen the video to the single In a Wardrobe?
Yes, I have. Perhaps you could explain that. What
yeah,
you're
well,
actually doing.
it was really stupid, and he said to me, "Oh yeah, that song. What's it about?" And so we sat down and chatted about it, and I said about feeling claustrophobic. But I said, "I want you to try and make the film look claustrophobic, but not in a very obvious way, not with all sort of fisheye lens and big noses and things, but just as if it was on a wardrobe on the edge of Beachy Head Cliff." And that was like an example of what would be really claustrophobic, because you couldn't move too much because it would fall over. So the following week he came back to me and said, "Oh yeah, perfect." He goes, "I've sorted it all out." And I was going, "You sorted what out?" He's going, "Yeah, we've got the wardrobe and we're doing it on Beachy Head Cliff and we drop you into the water." And I was thinking, oh no. Because on In Between Days he made me wear the camera for a lot of it. I actually had the whole camera strapped to my body. It wasn't very uncomfortable. I lost about a stone. So I'm sure he does it. Every video we make, he tries to think of something that he can make us really, really uncomfortable, more uncomfortable than the one before. But it does look good, because the other thing I didn't want, with In Between Days, I wanted it to look very natural, and on this one I wanted it to look almost too natural, so that everyone was, didn't look sort of pop starry, because I got so fed up with videos where everyone's pouting and looking really hunky. And you just think, fuck off, basically. So I just thought it'd be nice to do a video where we all look really gruesome in it, which is closer to the truth most of the time.
Right, Boris came from the Thompson twins.
Mm.
Did you was he actually on the road with them at the time and you just stole him, or how did you come to get him?
We kidnapped him. No, when we went over to America after Japan last year, Andy went back to England, and we got Vince from the Psychedelic First to play with us on about 5 or 6 American concerts, because we either could cancel the tour or carry on and just find a pickup drummer. Then he had to go, because he was working with someone else, producing. Because he did it because Phil, who was playing bass at the time, had produced engineered the Psychedelic First, so that's how he knew him. And Phil had also engineered the Thompson Twins album. And so he said, "Oh, well, I know this other drummer who's just finished with the Thompson Twins, and he's staying over in America because he's got an American girlfriend." So Boris came down to see us and liked it and said, yeah, he'd have a day's rehearsal with us, and finished off the tour and then came home with us. Phoned the Thompson Twins up and said that he joined us because he liked it too much.
Well, whatever happened to Andy Anderson? There were stories that he sort of had went mental or something.
Yeah, I shouldn't really say anything. It's not fair to. He just he did change quite considerably, and but me and him thought it would be best if he didn't carry on to America. Mainly for his own sake, because he was just starting to be acting very aggressively towards people, and in America you can't really afford to do that, particularly if you're black, because in Texas and you're black and you start mouthing off, then someone will probably shoot you. I mean, if you look like me and you start mouthing off in Texas, they'd probably shoot you as well. So it was really, we just decided it'd be best if we went back. And once Boris had sort of played for a while and we got back, and I just said to Andy, no, I think it's better if it's just like a clean break, really. Which is sad, because I liked Andy a lot. But I think he probably is better suited to a more physical kind of music.
Did you enjoy Australia last time?
Yeah, I don't remember very much about Australia last time. I wasn't very well when we were in Australia. I was particularly ill when we were in Australia. I really deteriorated through that tour. I was like, by the time we reached the end of that 6-week period, I just couldn't do anything. I was close to death, I think. I had to go away for a while, somewhere quiet. Because it had all just got, like, physically, I was very excessive, which you tend to be when you go, well, I mean, we do. Whenever we go to Australia, we just never seem to go to bed, which is good fun for a few days, but when you're doing it for week on end, something inside you, it sort of screams stop. But I did. I liked it better than the Banshees tour the time before. The Banshees went to Australia with a very peculiar idea, though. I mean, they were intending to dislike Australia, and because I'd been there a few times before, and I knew a lot of people, I tended to spend a lot of time with friends in Australia. So it was a different atmosphere. Last time in Australia, it was a bit more condensed, and there was a lot to do, like interviews and things. So I wasn't quite as flamboyant as I usually am over there. But I still had some funny experiences though, on One Tree Hill and places like that.
You went out to One Tree Hill.
Mm.
All right, that's another one. That's
Auckland, isn't it? Is that on Auckland? Where is it?
No, it's in Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Adelaide, yeah, that's where I come from.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of relations in Adelaide as well. They were all shipped over there some time ago.
Are you likely to go again?
Yeah, they're planning that. But that's what they're doing next door with a stupid plug-in computer. Makes me sick of technology. I'm a neo-Luddite. Yeah, so that we go over there in... I think we're supposed to be playing a week in Japan at the end of February, and then we're going to Australia for 2 weeks in March.
Do you like...
That's when it's nice and cool. Huh?
I don't think.
No.
Are you or were you a Stranglers fan at one stage? I heard an interesting story doing the rounds.
What was that?
Remember when Hugh Cornwall got busted, and there was the benefit concert at the Rainbow, and you in rehearsal you managed to have the guitar solo out of was it Nice and Sleazy off Pat? You know, Everly, really, I knew somebody who was there, and it was sort of shock, gasp.
Yeah.
Robert, knows it off Pat.
They were the first punk group I ever saw. Me and Noel went to see them in about 1977. I thought they were brilliant. I learnt it in the car. I got there early, about 2 hours early, and I listened to it over and over again in the car with the guitar, learning it. I was really sweating as the time got nearer for me to go in. I sort of walked in. I was really nervous, but it was good fun doing that concert. I really enjoyed that. But they had I hated the guitarist that was the guitarist, John, whatever his name was, the Vibrators, who sort of played all the way through, and then they had guest guitarists. And I turned his amp down, he was really ratty when we were on stage. As I walked on and plugged in, I nudged all his volume controls in, so I thought he was so cack. But he didn't realise until I'd gone off. Couldn't understand, he was really staring at roadies and things.